Hey guys! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Alexis, as you know. And, well, maybe you didn't know, but anyway, today I'm doing a makeup tutorial, and this is the finished look. It's kind of just like an average, everyday type of thing that I would wear to school or to work, but yeah. So I hope this lighting's okay. I kind of just makeshift something because I was like, I want to do a tutorial so bad, and I don't want to have to wait to get a camera, and all this other stuff, and lighting, and you know, the standard whatnots of YouTube. But yeah, I had an awesome time filming this look, and I hope you guys like it, and yeah, let's get into it. Hey everyone! So the first product I will be using is my Equate Strikingly Unique Moisturizing Lotion, and I'm just gonna put a few dabs on that and put it all over my face. And sorry I started out with my chin. I actually I started out with my forehead and everything, but then I got a call and it stopped recording and it was just kind of a mess. So yeah, just put that all over your face, and I don't use anything, I just use my clean fingertips. Okay, so the second product I will be using is my L'Oreal Geller Spackle Treatment Makeup Primer, and it does have a little bit of a tint to it and like a sparkly sheen. But once you put your foundation over it, you can't even tell. So again, just like my moisturizer, just put that all over the face. The third product I will be using is my CoverGirl True Blend Makeup Primer for dry skin. And just like the other primer, just put that all over the face. And the reason I use a moisturizer and two primers is because I do have dry skin, and the foundation I will be using makes you appear more matte, and if I didn't do that, it would make me look cakey. So if you have dry skin and you use the foundation I will be using, which you will see in a little bit, I would suggest using a moisturizer and a primer or two, or just a really, really good moisturizer and primer. The fourth product I will be using is my L'Oreal Paris Infallible Pro Matte foundation in the color 101 Classic Ivory. And because it is a demi-matte finish, like I said before, I would suggest using the moisturizer and the primers. And I'm using a Real Techniques tapered foundation brush to just kind of pat that all over my skin, and then I will be blending with my finger because I don't have any beauty blender or any sponge type of that, but it works just as good in my opinion. Just keep on blending. Now for the nose, and do the same thing. Blend, blend, blend. Oh, get those nostrils, girl. Oh, keep going. And blend with the finger. And then for my cheeks. And just the same process, just over and over again. The next product I will be using is my Maybelline Dream Lumi concealer, and I'm just going to be putting that on my under eyes, and I conceal my eyes in that sort of triangular fashion, and then down the bridge of my nose, on my cupid's bow, a little bit on my chin, and a little bit in between my eyebrows and on my forehead. And then, like I did with the foundation, I'm just going to be blending out with my fingers. And then because I do have quite a bit of product underneath my eyes, it is going to take a little bit longer. To set my eyes, I use the e.l.f. High Definition Under Eye Setting Powder, and once I open that up, I just kind of dip my ring finger in and press that all along underneath my eyes. And then I bake a little bit, which baking is where you put the eye powder on and you just leave it for a few minutes. I don't think I do it as much as some people, but I do it a little bit. To set my whole face, I use my NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat Powder Foundation, and once again, I use my Real Techniques brush. That's just the multitask brush, and I like it because it is puffy and dense, and I think perfect to apply my powder foundation with. And then I also wipe away the excess powder underneath my eyes to let that set in as well. To contour my face, I use my NYX Highlight and Contouring Pro Palette. I also use my e.l.f. Angled Blush Brush, but it works well to contour as well because it is slanted and gives me that little advantage to get in my hollows like I need. And I will be using the two middle brown shades to contour my hollows and my temples. Just always make sure you pat off that excess powder because you don't want too much where you can't really control. And then I just kind of rub it along my face and make that funny fish face, you know, to check where my hollows are, and just put the rest over on the brush, or that's on the brush, on my temples. And then to blend that all out, I use my e.l.f. Kabuki brush just to make sure it doesn't look all crazy and dark and not attractive on my face. For my blush, I use the Wet n Wild Pearlescent Pink color, and again, another Real Techniques brush. It's another basic task brush because I have two of them. And then you just tap that on the apples of your cheeks, and then I blend out once again with my e.l.f. Kabuki brush. To highlight the face, we are going back to the NYX Highlight Contour and Pro Palette, and I just use that first shade right there. It does have a little bit of a nice sheen, and I use the highlighting brush once again from the Real Techniques. I love it because it has a little bit of a slant and it gets exactly how I need. Make sure you tap off the excess once again, and I put a little bit on my forehead, down the bridge of my nose, on my cheeks, and I do it in kind of a C shape just to really show it off. And then I put a little bit more on my cupid's bow and on my chin. And then blend out once again with the Kabuki. And now we begin the eyes, which is my favorite part, and I start with the eyebrows, and I will be using the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade in Soft Brown with the Anastasia number 12 brush. And first I use the spoolie and I comb out my brows to make sure they're all tame and working and cooperating and that sort of thing. And then I just dip the brush in a little bit and start in little short strokes so it makes the hair, or so it makes it look more natural and like your actual eyebrow hair. And then I'm going to repeat that on the other eye. And then once I am finished with that, I take the spoolie again and just make sure that everything is evened and blended out. To begin my eyeshadow routine, I am using my Smashbox Full Exposure palette, and I will be using the third color on the bottom, which is all mattes. And it's a nice caramely, peachy tone color, I guess. And I'm just using a Eco Tools flat brush to just apply that all over the lid. Next, I will be using the Maybelline Nudes palette, and I'm using the third shade from the bottom row, which is a very pretty coppery golden color, and I will be putting that all over the lid again with the same Eco Tools brush. For the next color, I will be sticking to the Maybelline palette, and I'm using a crease brush from Eco Tools. As you can see, it's slanted to get in the crease easily, and I'm using the fourth shade over on the top row of the palette. It is a nice goldeny brown color, and I'm just putting that all in the crease. Now I will be taking a nice fluffy brush from Eco Tools to just blend those colors out and together so they look nice. For the next shade, we will be putting away the Maybelline palette and going back to the Smashbox palette, the bottom row of the mats once again, and it will be the 8th color, which is just a very, very nice pigmented matte black color. And I will be using the Smashbox brush that comes with the palette, which I try to demonstrate right here. And I will be using the more dense, rounder tip, not the other side, but that is dual colored. And we will just dip that in the black color and put that in kind of a V shape on the outer corner of the eye. And we'll be doing that on both eyes. And to blend that out once again, we will be using that same Eco Tools brush to just make sure everything is nice and smooth and blended and looks even and delicious. For the highlight color on the eyes, we will be using an eye Real Techniques brush, and we will be using the Smashbox palette, and it will be the 4th shade in on the bottom row, and we just put that right underneath the brow on both eyes and also in the corner, which you will see in a second. And I really love this shade as a highlight because it is not too bright white, but it just works with all sorts of palettes and colors. Now for the most nerve-wracking part of any eye tutorial, the liquid liner. I will be using the Laura Geller Eye Calligraphy Classic Tip Liquid Liner in the color black, and I just kind of start off by lining the bottom eye and then mapping out where the wing will be and making sure it's even, and then I just put a line across and then I begin to fill what's left over in. And then I go more towards the center and get that all drawn on, and then I move on to the other eye and make sure they match, and so on and so forth. For the record, this is probably the most perfect I've ever done my eyeliner on my eyes in a very long time, so you guys should feel excited and happy that it was for you. Up next, we will be curling the lashes, which I think I just have a basic CoverGirl eye curler, and we just do that for about 16 little pinches. And then we move on to the mascara, which I use my Laura Geller Drama Lash Maximum Volumizing Mascara in the color black, and I just apply that all over and get the inner lashes and whatnot. After mascara, I do not apply false lashes because I don't really see the need for them, and for my daily routine looks, I don't really particularly care for them, and I just think they're a big, huge pain in the butt. We are now on to the last part, which will be the lips, and I use my Revlon Color Stay lip liner in the color mauve to line my lips first, which I never used to line my lips, but then I just kind of found out more recently that it is very important. So you're just basically coloring in the lines, and it just works a lot better than not lining your lips at all. The lipstick we will be using is my most favorite color ever. It is my Maybelline Matte Collection in the color 660 Touch of Spice. And oh my god guys, I just love it so much. It's so beautiful and matte, and I just think it's honestly the perfect color for my skin tone. And yeah. And with that, the tutorial is all finished. There's the final look. And here we go, me just trying to be a classic beauty guru and model the look for you guys. I look very awkward, but hope you enjoyed it. Okay guys, thank you for watching and sticking around. If you liked this look in this video, give this a big thumbs up, and if you want any more, make sure you subscribe to my channel. And what else? Have a great rest of the week, there's that. Oh, if you want any more tutorials, just let me know down in the comments, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!